Morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth,
And my name is Brianna.
and we are here this morning to talk to you about how to manage your stress during this new semester we're all in. So, first, we like to start by obviously saying hello and a quick little introduction. We are about halfway done actually, no, we are pretty much done with the first month of the semester. I don't know about you guys, but I already have exams starting. I have 2 this week. And as it says in our little introduction, for some of you, this is maybe your very first semester at UM. Others, I'm sure you've been doing this for a while, like we have. It can be very exciting. It can be very intimidating. And today we're just going to go over a few things on how you can kind of take some time for yourself, maybe de-stress a little bit, and just remind you that we do have a whole bunch of helpful resources that you guys can use throughout the semester.
So when we enter a new semester, these are just a general overview. There's definitely more of the feelings that you can have when work starts to pile up. You start to be just in a whole new environment and a new schedule in general. First, you can feel some anxiety. Obviously, I think everybody can relate to that. When you have missing or late work, or even if you're on time, you just have always an upcoming list of tests or homework. That can be super stressful, and that can cause stress. That can lead to poor time management and assignments piling for you. And in general, it might affect some people more than others to feel depressed or just a general sadness because we might feel a lack of interest in school or feel like a failure. And then finally, I think that we can see that all of these feelings coming together can create a really dark trifecta and lead to unhealthy habits that provide temporary comfort from these feelings. So what can this lead to if you let your stress control you? So stress can affect people in many different ways. It can impact your health and behavior. And here's just a general list of just some ways that stress can affect you. So it can affect your changes in sleep. You can get too much or too little sleep. Anyway, just not getting enough sleep or getting too much sleep, that can really affect how you feel. Next, it can give you poor eating habits. Same thing where you kind of just change eating habits. You skip breakfast more, you eat too much or you eat too little. You can have a higher blood pressure just because of your body's always in fight or flight mode, especially with school. You can probably experience panic attacks or depression. You might withdraw from your social circle, like your friends or your clubs, just because you feel so stressed and everything's piling on you. You might also experience a drop in your grades or issues in your relationships, whether it be a friendship, romantic, any relationship really can be affected by stress. You might also experience financial problems. And by this, I just mean you might forget to pay something off or forget to keep up with something or to buy something. Just stress can affect the mind in so many ways. And it can even affect you physically and manifest into physical symptoms, such as headache or stomach problems, just because if your mind's always on attack mode, then your body has no time to relax and heal itself.
So what can you do if you are super stressed? For a lot of students, both new and returning, the first month is very stressful. You're getting to know your new classes, how each professor does their class. If you're like me, you're constantly checking the syllabus to see which professor lets you use their online notes and which ones don't. Especially because I'm taking all online classes, and some of them they let you and some of them they don't. So you definitely want to come up with some ways to keep yourself from getting too overwhelmed. The biggest thing, and I'm sure you've heard this many times, is honestly time management. For many first-time students, college is a lot different than high school. So while you might have fewer classes, your workload is a little bit harder. The professors expect a little bit more from you. And assignments can quickly get away from you. As a adult in school, I also have a full-time job. So for me, it's really important to know when my assignments are due and how much time I have, since I do work a 40-hour week. So for me, the fast tracking and an assignment done, the earlier, the better. That way it's just almost out of sight, out of mind. I know it's done, over with, I can move on to the next thing. Also journaling, calendar, all that stuff.
So one way that we can go over to manage the stress is, in general, when you are stressed, you're not paying attention to your breathing or you're hyper focused on it. It can be either or. So one of the most important things is to breathe and remember to control your breath. It's okay to feel some panic under academic stress. Everybody around you has felt what you have felt at some point. So taking back control of your breath can be a great starting point. So below, that's just one breathing technique out of so many. You can probably look up a lot more online, but this one is just acknowledging your stress and how it's affecting you, kind of grounding yourself in the moment where you are, and then take a moment to breathe and inhale and slowly count to 10 in your head. And just imagine it following a square. That's how I like to imagine it. And then once you get to the end of one side of the square, you can hold your breath for another 5 seconds, a slow 5 seconds, and then exhale for 10 seconds. And then you keep repeating this cycle until you feel more like yourself and more calmed down. And another way to help yourself relieve from the stress is just relieving your body and relieving your mind by getting some good rest and relaxation, some R&R. So make sure you take time for yourself to recharge, whether that's, there's some ideas on the right, but like finding a new hobby or reading a book, or there's so many different ways that de-stressing works for some people and not as well for others. It's kind of just a test of trial and tribulation of just testing what works for you. Remember also to take study breaks and use a new study method if what you're using right now isn't working. For example, the Pomodoro method, which is when you usually take 25 minutes in length to study, and then take increasing 5-minute breaks. So 25, then 5, and another 25 or half hour, and then take a 10-minute break, and etc. And then maybe like teach a fake class just to help you pretend like you're teaching somebody else so you can pick up where you need to learn more from. And there's a bunch of new ways to study. So if you look up online some study methods, I'm sure that you could find a lot and maybe test some out to see which works for you. Do something you love and spend time with your friends or family. Especially even a combination of the two is really great because it's a great bonding exercise to help you relax even more. And most of all, just remember that your mental health matters. Prioritize yourself and prioritize your needs. Remember, it's not selfish to rest and relax, especially if you know that you need it.
Definitely. So 3 steps to mental health well-being. Now, these are just some ones that we came up with. You can come up with your own, whatever makes you take a few minutes for yourself. But you definitely want some time for mindfulness. So for me, I like to do morning yoga. I try to do it 3 mornings a week, usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I alternate the other days with a different kind of workout. But yoga and meditation is really good for just waking up your body, waking up your mind, like, okay, this time is for me. It's helping me get ready for the day, kind of de-stress a little bit. Plus it makes you sweat. So, it's a great workout. And then you also want to make sure you're connecting with people. It doesn't have to be like a mental health professional. It can just be friends, family, somebody else in your class who's also struggling studying, finding time to study. Maybe you guys can come up with a plan together and kind of help each other out. And then be active. So is a little cold right now. I realize we put get outside, but we just had like 8 inches of snowfall over the weekend. So maybe not go outside right now, but there's other things you can do. Like I have 3 dogs, so I chase them around the house. I play with them, cuddle with them. Or once, the sun and the sun comes out and the snow goes away, go to a park or just whatever kind of gets you up and your heart rate going. Even make yourself a really nice dinner, just something to give yourself some time. Okay, go ahead. So we made a practical exercise example. You can use this if you want. We put some stuff on there, like if you're starting to get anxious and stressed out, try and figure out what is triggering that emotion. So for me, like I already said, I have 2 exams this week. I have one that's only open one day, and then I have another one that opens the very next day. So I have 2 exams back to back. One is open book, the other one is not. So I'm more panicked about the one that is not open booked. So for me, that symptom is going to be, okay, I got 2 exams. I know one I can use my notes on, the other one I can't. So I'm probably going to try and find more time to study for the one that I can't have open notes for, just because I don't like failing. I like getting A's. So for me, I know my trigger is panicking over exams, and then my behavior that I need to have, well, actually that I'm having, is feeling panicked, pressured. And then for an alternative, take a mental break and breathe. So like we said earlier, take 5 minutes here and there. I've been rewatching all of my lectures. They're about 20 minutes long each. And then once I'm done with the lecture, I take 5 minutes, play with my dogs, look out the window, something. So just identify what's freaking you out, the symptoms you're feeling, why you're feeling that, what your mental state and behavior is at that time, and what is an alternative, more happy behavior to help you get through that.
So all in all, remember that you are not alone, and there are plenty of resources available to help you navigate your college career here at U of M-Dearborn. Here's just a general list of them. We have, of course, CAPS, the Counseling and Psychological Services, the Office of Student Life, the Center for Social Justice and Inclusion, the Wellness Center, Food Pantry, Career Services, Writing Center, DOS, the Disability and Accessibility Services. There are a lot of resources available to you that if you feel that you can't conquer your stress on your own, you need a little bit of support. There's so many organizations here at U of M-Dearborn that are waiting to help you, that their whole point is to help students like you who are stressed about school or in any other situation. So thank you. We were Bree and Elizabeth for CAPS. There's the email for CAPS at UM-Dearborn, caps@umich.edu, the phone number, and we're located at 2157 the University Center. If you have any questions or comments, anything in general, or you just want to help manage your stress, you can contact us at that email, the number, or just come and stop by at the office and say hi. Thank you.
Someone's always there.
Yeah, thank you.